All right. So thank you for everyone for joining me. The season 3, episode number 4, Better Left Untitled. I am your girl, King Pinky, aka Kai Wilder, aka Light Bright, all of that. And today, my guest is my guy Mars in the building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if y'all do not know who my guy Mars is, you really need to educate yourself. Number one, he's a part of the world famous 1500 or Nothing, which is probably the squad that produced at least, I want to say, at least one of your top 5 favorite records of all time. All right, so if you don't know, go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit more. Tell me a little backstory, just a little bit.
Yes, my name is Lamar Mars. My guy Mars. I'm a part of 1500 Nothing, incredible band, production company, collective of songwriters and producers, arrangers, musicians,
Live and
musical directors, all of that.
They make magic, people.
My background is church. My dad is a bishop. My mom sings, and that's my background.
You are being so humble right now. It's ridiculous.
That's my background.
I know your background is like from humbler beginnings, growing up in the church and all of that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, for those of the, all right, so name off your top 5 records that you either had something to hand, like your hand in, so people can understand, like, because a lot of people that I know that watch my podcast are producers, are musicians. So if y'all don't know this, the producers that make the magic, like this, I've watched this man make beats from scratch, from nothing, from zero. Like, so what's your top 5 favorite songs that you've had your hand in?
Top 5 favorite songs I've been a part of, probably Far Away by Marsha. That was Grammy nominated too. We did that with Just Blaze. Stronger and Kanye West. Mm-hmm. Of course, take you down. And Chris Brown.
Don't quote me because I can't sing.
I think that might have been like close to the right key, actually.
Oh my God, I actually was close to the right key.
Edit that in production right there.
Because you be telling me I'm off key all the time. That's only 3.
And that's 3?
Yeah, you said Far Away, Stronger, Take You Down.
You got me. I guess Show Me What You Got.
Uh-huh.
And
I know you're going to name something from there.
Yeah, of course. I'm just trying to see which one.
Which one?
Probably either Real Big or Dedication.
Ooh, I really like Real Big.
Yeah.
That's my song. All right, so for those who don't know, well, of course you guys probably don't know, but Mars, Rance, everybody from 1500 and Nothing just basically produced Nip's whole album, like from start to finish. Like, it's amazing.
We spent the most amount of time with Nip working on the album, 1500 and Nothing, and Mike and Keys. Shout out to Mike and Keys.
Hey, Mike and Keys! I'm gonna have to get them on here too.
Yeah, why not? There were a lot of other producers, that were a part that played major roles, from Tariq Beats to Jake One to Axel Foley to
But we talking about you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like,
I know. Give them their credit. Shout out to them too. Yeah.
Because sometimes things can be
misconstrued. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But
we
taking no
spent,
credit away from nobody else.
We definitely spent the most time like with Nip and the most time like working on the records musically.
How was working with him?
Awesome. It was dope. Like.
I mean, because a lot of people have never even met the man in their life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just give him a little insight.
He was just very he was very like motivating. You know what I'm saying? Like he was always at the studio before I got there. Always up,
Working.
like yeah, like if he wasn't working, he was reading a book or watching a documentary. You know, like just always planning and like strategically like moving, trying to evolve and progress. So I think it was dope to see the evolution of when we like first start, you know, working with him and first met him, and you know, seeing how serious he was taking the music. To go from that point to, you know, us having a studio together, seeing him every day, and you know, him pulling up in the Maybach, and you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. It's a different thing. Like Nip always was Nip, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
He was, even then he had the Benz, you know what I'm saying. But you know, for him to grow and have his own story, you know, all the stuff that he was strategically doing,
the evolution,
progressing. It was very, you know, motivating to say the least.
I was about to say that's probably downplaying it. Honestly,
I mean, that's what I said.
That's what I was about to say. At the saying the least. All right, so name some other people that you have worked with, so people can just. You worked with Nip, you worked with Tip, you worked with Chris Brown, of course, Marsha Ambrosia, you worked with Kendrick.
Marsha Ambrosius, yeah.
Ambrosius, yeah.
Ty Dolla $ign. I'm like trying to look at my wall in my studio.
In your studio, I was trying to do the same thing.
Like that because I don't have like all the records on my wall.
But the wall is full, people. The wall is full of platinum
there can be
plaques.
More.
Okay.
And some of them are gold.
But I'm mostly platinum.
2 Chainz, Mary J. Blige,
Maya,
Jennifer Hudson, Maya, BJ the Chicago Kid, which they both were Grammy nominated. Let me see here. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like you already said Tip.
Yeah, I said Tip. Oh, Bobby
Usher.
Valentino. I remember seeing
Bobby
that.
Valentino, Usher, Snoop.
Oh damn! Yeah, I didn't even think about Snoop. How did I forget Snoop?
Game.
My first time meeting Snoop was you brought me to that. So shout out to you.
Okay.
Mars be downplaying his.
Nah, I don't even remember.
His whole. We were at Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool. When who came out there with the whole Crip suit on? I think it was. I don't know. It was before I got there, but everybody was talking about it, like how he came out on stage with a whole like Cripped out like suit on. I think it was. I don't want to say the wrong name, so I'm scared. Like, because I know it won't Snoop.
Well, shout out Uncle Snoop.
All right. So, how did you start producing?
How did I start producing? I started producing from. Well, that's like a 2-part answer. So.
All right. First part.
The first part, I had a keyboard that my dad's pastor friend donated to the church.
Okay.
And it was like, you know, the new keyboard and all this stuff. At the time, it was the Trinity Plus by Chord. And, you know, I put it on top of the organ. I was just, you know, playing and doing all that kind of stuff. And one day, I would go up there just to play every day after school. One day I pressed the record button on accident and it went to like a whole different screen and I just didn't know what it was. So I spent like the next couple weeks just trying to like figure out what it was. Yeah. And obviously I found out that was a sequencer, which enables you to make beats. So I started, messing around making beats, and then how I made beats was I would basically emulate something that was on the radio, but I was good at like modifying the sounds to sound like the radio. So So like it was like Lil' Kim, Crush on You. Okay. You know, I would just play the chords, dun, 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 whatever, dun, dun, and then I'll do the drums. Like then I put the drums on top of that. Cut that one like so. I was learning how to program and mix. Early, I just didn't know what it was.
You were just playing around with it just to like get a feel for it.
Exactly. And I would like put that on tapes. That back then, that's what tape was great. So I would like run all the way to the back and steal some of my dad's church tapes. Shout out to them. And, you know,
record on the end of it, what was
just
left.
record on the blank tapes with the label on it, Antelope Valley Christian Outreach Church. And I just have beats on there. But that's how I like started. And once I like knew what I was doing, and you know, it was easy for me to like search and educate myself on, you know, how to become better.
Right.
You know, and what that was, which is a producer, but
which is the key word for everybody listening. Search.
Yeah, you got to educate yourself.
And educate yourself on what the fuck you're doing. Like, you can't just jump out in the water and then, okay, it's cool for a little while. You tread water while you figuring it out.
Or you see somebody doing it, so you're like, oh, I'm going to do it too.
Yeah, I'm going to jump out there too. And you only tread in water, but you try to do a backstroke and a front stroke, and you trying to, like, swim 100-meter dash. Like, you just tread in water, but you're not doing the research.
Right. Yeah, so, you know, that's that. And then the second part, which is very short answer. Second part of that answer is what was it, around junior high school, I always like loved music, just being in church and being around church. So, you know, like playing drums and playing keyboard, playing organ, you know, all of that stuff like happened from just being around church and being in church. But once I was like in junior high school, I started listening to stuff that like my cousin would play because I ride with him, because my dad wouldn't let me like listen to, you know, just hip hop and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
y'all listen to all gospel.
Gospel stuff. Listen to gospel all day long. I'm just no offense, and that's why I got like my roots in harmony.
Right,
and all of the
but I
soul
mean,
and the chords that I play. But
you need expansion. You need different flavors.
So I was able to listen to some of these records with my cousin, and I was just like, yo, like some of the records I was hearing, like the music I was hearing was like, yo, this is incredible. It's like a new world. Like I was like, yo, what is this? Like, oh, this is Slum Village. And I'm like,
ooh,
who is Slum Village? Like, this is so.
A lot of people probably don't even know who Slum Village is.
So he gave me that CD. He let me like hold that CD, and I would like sneak and listen to it every night. And I'm like, yo, this music is just incredible. So I wanted to know who did the music. Right. So I educated myself and do the research. So I looked it up. I seen Jay Dilla was on everything. Jay Dilla. So then I do the research. Who is Jay Dilla? And I'll just find out he does like all the songs that I love. Like all the songs that I loved at that time, from Erykah Badu to Janet Jackson featuring Q-Tip to Tribe Called Quest to, you know,
to everything.
Like Far Side, everything was just like all the records that I was like, yo, this make me feel a certain way.
Right, it gives you chills. Like besides just the vocal part of it,
just the song,
just the like beat part.
It's a certain energy that was infused in this music that is transcendent, and like, you know, like I can feel it. It's resonating with me. So I basically just wanted to be able to, like, you know, do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That made me be like, yo, I want to make somebody feel like this. If this is making me feel like this, even if it's just one person, which Dilla touched so many lives, of course.
And you've touched so many lives. Probably a lot more than he probably. Oh, you never know. Somebody might have researched you and be like, "He's the reason why I got into it." You know,
for sure.
You touched so many records. So
that's a blessing for sure. But so that's how I like started. You know, just from researching and wanting to give people the same feeling that I was getting when I heard music.
Okay. So have you ever done any gospel records?
Yeah. Of course. Okay. Yeah, I've done. I've done a record called "Love 'Em Like I Do" with Mary, Ruben Studdard, and Dietrich Haddon, and then I did a record with Mary on their album.
On the last one.
On I think it's called Something Big.
Okay.
The album was called Something Big, and I also did a single for my guy LaShawn Daniels, rest in peace. that had a group called Clark Kent at the time, and it was a lot of like talk about it because he came to me and said, "Yo, I want to do something different. I want to talk about God, but like do it in a way that is like
Not
dope."
yeah.
So he came to me and was like, "Yo, I know you got the
got the swag."
So I was like, we was sitting in my studio and I remember playing them a couple beats, and I played them like the second one, and that's the one that they did the song to. It's called "Oh My God," and it was just so much controversy. Like Tyrese, everybody, pastors, all kind of people was talking about it. Just like, I don't think it's right for people to be, trap gospel, and it was just like a whole thing.
It was like the whole
it was a whole thing. Like it was crazy. But
oh, it's kind of like the conversation that we had the other day about the Kanye West Jesus Walks, about where you were like, we were talking about it, and you're like, I was like, I don't know, I feel like it could be a gospel record, and you were like, no, it's not, because it wasn't sold that way. Marketed that way. It's marketed as a hip hop record, but it's literally, the song is called Jesus Walks With Me,
song, right.
So which is literally from a gospel song. Like they took the whole sample from it, basically, just straight up. So I mean, at least now I did not know you like gone through that type of backlash, I guess, for one of your records. It's not a big backlash, but it's still some pushback from it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, I think that's dope. Like, I feel like you're not fully expressing yourself as an artist if you're not getting any type of pushback about your music at all. Like, I feel like you're not fully putting yourself out there, and like especially evolving as an artist, because I mean, everybody has their different personal views.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
yeah, and music is an expression, so you want to hear how everybody expresses themselves. But if I'm creating the bulk of the music and I feel very adamant about it, then I just stand on what I feel adamant about.
Okay. That's that Libra.
It could be there too. Maybe a little bit of that.
So what, like, do you remember your first plaque? Like the first one that you got? Or the first time you were nominated for a Grammy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, my first plaque, I just ordered, like, I just started ordering my plaques like maybe last year or 2 years ago, something like that. So it wasn't like a thing like, I sold this record and I got this many records, now I can get a plaque. It was just, I never really was
on
tripping.
That. Yeah.
But
well, the first record that you touched that went platinum or gold, whichever one came first.
I don't know. I know that the first record that was Grammy nominated that I was like, a writer on was Far Away.
Okay.
So that's like why it's like one of my, not only why, but that helps being, one of my top 5.
Yeah.
And because I did the record with all my friends, Just Blaze, Marsha, Rance, and Sterling Sims. So it was like just 4 homies in a row. And
her voice is amazing.
Yeah,
like,
shout out to Marsha. That's like one of my best friends. She's so fire.
She is.
And she's
so
down to earth. Love you, my gal.
So I always got to give the shout outs. All right, so what, like, I'm trying to think of like a really, like, what was your monumental breakthrough moment? I guess is what I'm trying to get to. That's why I asked, like, your first Grammy nominated or your first platinum plaque or gold plaque. Like, what was like your breakthrough moment? Like, I actually am here. I've arrived.
Well, I mean, there was a breakthrough moment for myself, and then there was a breakthrough moment, where everybody can see what you've done.
Personal.
For me, excuse me. For me, I think a breakthrough moment was like co-executive producing Game's album. That was like one of the times where I was just like at the studio every day, fixing records, doing stuff to records that didn't make it, just being creative. Hey, Mars, just do this. All right, cool. Hey, I'm going to the studio. I want to do a remix. Hey, I want to do a diss song. Hey, I want to, Just like I was just.
That sounds like something Gang would call. I want to do a diss song.
Just whatever, like whatever. I mean, you know, I'm being myself, like being sarcastic, but
No,
you know,
I'm
whatever it was, you know,
just a joke.
which actually I think we did like Uncle Otis at that time because they came out with Otis around that time with Jay-Z and Kanye, and Game was like, "Y'all want to? I got an idea to do Uncle Otis." You know what I'm saying? I want to just. You just take that and just take the same thing, the sample, and just flip it. Just do whatever. You just Mars it out. Do what you want to do.
Mars it out.
I'm like, all right. So we went to the studio and did something. And I think Los might have even played on that. I would have to hear it. It was so long ago, but if I'm remembering correctly, I think Los played on that.
R.I.P.
Yeah, rest in peace, my brother. Shout out to the Los.
And all right. So when did 1500 Nothing come together?
1500 and Nothing came together around 2002. 2000. Yeah, around that time.
Now I know the story behind the name because I've asked you, but for those who don't know, like, how did you guys come up with 1500 and Nothing?
We were doing a showcase for Bobby Valentino.
Bobby V.
And after we got done, we agreed that we would all collectively get paid $1,500 so we can break it down and go get some weed. I don't know. Whatever we thought was
something
rich.
Simple at the time.
What? I think that was like $200 each or something like that.
Yeah,
that's
like, it ain't.
What we own? 17 years old. So
17.
I think something like that. 18. I couldn't have been. It wasn't. Yeah, I couldn't have been no older than 18. 19 max.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. So we got outside and manager's like, yeah, we just got done. You know, we thank y'all. Like everything was awesome. We like. Basically, like fuck all that. You know
where's
like,
this money? I need this bread. I need
how we
this
gonna
money.
do the? He's like, all right, yeah. How much do it? $1,500. So, like, all right, yeah. So, do y'all want to? How y'all want to break? Nah, just give us the $1,500. And he's like, well, what's the name of y'all band? He was like, look. $1,500
nothing like $1,500, nigga. Give me my money in my hand.
Or we're
in
out
my
of here.
hand.
It's about to be
fucking name, nigga. Fuck all this other shit that y'all want. Like for 17, nothing. And then it just.
And then he was like, "Oh, I like that name." And then it was just like, "All right, cool, yeah, but 1500, you know, run that." So we just kept that name, and you know.
And now y'all got the Sound Academy. The 1500 Nothing Sound Academy. So it went from splitting $1,500, like $200 a piece, to the whole multi-platinum, multi-Grammy award-winning squad. Like that's something amazing, and like y'all giving back to the community, and even what you're doing with Astronaut Gang, like which is Mars's kind of like separate type of band that you put together. And so if y'all don't know, after church on Sundays, come see my guy.
After church LA, yeah, we're there every Sunday. It's a concert series and platform for creatives, poets, comedians, musicians, you know, singers, rappers, dancers,
everybody,
entertainers,
even
managers,
amateurs,
anything.
I done heard a guy get up there and can't sing a lick. Sounded like, yo, go get this man off the mic.
We get him off there fast. But, you know,
they get a couple shots
at
him.
You know, at least they get the opportunity.
You get up in there, you get all drunk up thinking that you know, robbing thick out here and sounding terrible on the mic. Like, I've heard him, like, go ahead, hey, go cut that. Take the mic.
Quality. You know what I'm saying?
People get up there and try to have their own personal concerts, too. Like 4-5 songs in, like, yo, this person's still on the mic?
Yeah, nah. We try to let people have their, you know, freedom.
They shine
but, you know,
a little bit.
You know, once it start getting redundant or people feel like, you know, if the crowd isn't as entertained or they're like, yo, what's going on? And that's when I kind of, you know.
Yeah, like, where's the wrap up button?
Move it along, yeah.
Like, All right, so I guess we talked about like your monumental breakthrough. When did everybody started noticing like you? Like when you walked in the door, everybody's like, "Oh, there's Mars," and a million people come up to you trying to talk to you. You might say that shit don't happen, bro.
Yet.
You are a liar. I've seen it happen.
Nah, because like I mean, to be honest with you, I was just talking about this over the weekend, and like I've always been about the music, so that's why you know, a lot of people don't know about me. Like I loved music so much that I researched the music that I love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what type of person I am. And I feel like there are a lot of people that love music enough to, you know, be like, yo, who did this? Or
but if they appreciate it. Yeah.
If they appreciate it enough, they will. You know what I'm saying? And the people that don't, and they just love it, then that's cool too, because you just love my music.
Right.
And that's what it's about.
You're secretly a fan.
Yeah, that's what it's about. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
It's about
the music. So like that's the thing that I love. So that's why I say like it hasn't gotten to that point. Yeah, well, some hit surface and something happened where, you know, everybody know I did it, or somebody tweet, yo, my guy Mars, or Drake say nude with Mars and my shit, you know, everything started going crazy. Would that happen? Possibly, yeah, but
it should happen.
You know, at the end of the day, it's not 90% of the time me being my guy Mars on the beat.
I'm not saying that. I'm just
no, but I'm saying like that's what it comes from though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not promoting it, or if I'm not promoting myself, or like, you know, putting a tag on my music,
yeah,
people don't know my guy Mars, my guy Mars, my guy Mars. You know what I'm saying?
I think I asked you that one time when we were like when I first met you, and I was listening to all the songs that you had done. I was like, why don't you have a producer tag? And you were like, I do, but I don't have to put it on every song.
Yeah.
Like I know.
I mean, I got a tag that, you know, I got a name, you know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm about the music, so I want people to like the music. I don't want people to be like, you know, London on the track. Oh, it's about to be crazy, and they don't even know what's about to happen. It's like, that's
but
hype. You know what I'm saying? That's cap.
I feel like because 1500 to Nothing has been such a staple behind either, if not the record itself being played live, because you guys collectively work together so well. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know if you worked on producer wise any of the Migos tracks, but you played for them for Coachella, not last year but the year before. So it's like they'll see you on stage. You on the keys. My man's is on the keys. He's playing the keys. I've never seen you play another instrument but the drums, and sometimes a guitar.
So have you never seen me play another instrument, or have you seen me play
pictures.
several?
I've seen pictures of you like behind the drum kit and on a guitar, but I've never seen you actually play it. Yeah.
Well, I do it. You know, I'm not just taking those pictures. Like I do that shit.
Well, people be. I'm
not incredible at it, but you know, I know how to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So if you could give some like a younger producer like any bit of advice, what would it be? Besides research and educate yourself. Aside from that.
Yeah, I would. That's like the main thing. Yeah. Education is the main thing. I would say outside of that, I would say character. Character is everything. Like each individual person on this earth is unique because they are that individual.
Right.
So, you know, like I said earlier, music is an expression. So, you know, the way that I convey how I feel in an R&B track is going to be different than the way somebody on the East Coast or on the East Side or somebody that didn't go to church and didn't have the background that I had. You know what I'm saying?
Don't even know how to play a live instrument. It's all from the computer.
Yeah, it's going to be a different expression.
Right.
So my thing is like, don't let what's going on be the blueprint to what you can do. You know, don't minimize yourself to what society,
trying to tell you to be.
Tells you the standard is,
okay.
You know, there's a lot of trap, there's a lot of stuff, but you know, it's a lot of country too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, and I'm doing that now too. I just had a pleasure of co-executive producing a country album and, having a single out with the country art, just all kind of different stuff. And shout out to Willie Jones. That's about to come out soon. The song Down For It is already out that I produced, but it's like, there's so many other genres and so many other things that we don't have to just stay in a box or
Yeah.
So,
and I always try to tell people like the money is really in like movies and video games.
Yeah, for sure.
Like don't focus on always trying to make music just for radio or for artists. Like
they want to hear character.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't just keep doing the same thing. They have a million trap tracks. So
yeah.
They want to hear what you sound like.
It's something different.
What's different?
Yeah, because I have a lot of people, from Ohio. So like shout out to my boy P. I've been on his journey just as much as he's been following mine. Mm-hmm. And he's always like, I don't want to do trap beats anymore. I'm tired of doing trap beats. And he'll do like what sounds like perfect music for a video game. Mm-hmm. Like excellent music for a video game. Like the way it'll go and the way it'll record. And he likes doing more like anime to me, the way it sounds to me. It might sound different to someone else, but the way it sounds to me sounds more like anime, more for like movie scores and those type of soundtracks. So it's just like, have you dabbled in that area? Have you done any of that?
Not anime, but yeah, movies, movie scores and title tracks and stuff like that. Yeah, I did. My first movie I worked on was Get Hard. With, Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell. Mm-hmm. And that was like two of my favorite actors, so I was like excited to do that. We had the title track. It was at the end when the movie went off, the whole thing, the credits, everything. Mom, I'm in the whole shit. So that was fire. And we also did the music for Dolomite that's about to come out.
I saw that you were on set for that.
Yeah, and we also played in the movie as well. So that was
your first acting experience?
Yeah, I mean, that type of experience, yeah, for sure.
Like having a trailer.
You acting in like, videos, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I've been in different videos.
But film.
Yeah, film, that was,
All right.
That was great.
Well, thank you so much for joining me.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
No problem. All right, so that's your camera. That's the wide shot camera. Plug everything. I mean, everything. The socials, the studio, because he got his own studio, the all of that, the clothing line, all of that. You feel me? Well, no top. Okay, you put it down here at the bottom. I didn't even see that. I didn't even peep it.
Really tasteful, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to put big old I Got Mars logo, Like,
all right, so plug it all.
Yeah, this is My Got Mars. That's my social, My Got Mars on Twitter, Instagram, mygotmars.com. I got apparel, pants. You can't see this right now. Don't worry about it. It's on the site. Nah, because then I'm gonna stand up and then it's not gonna be in the shot.
It's gonna be in the shot.
Too much. But yeah, we got that on the website and After Church LA on Instagram. Follow if you want to submit music, if you want to perform, creatives. We out here.
All right. Thank you guys for joining me for season 3, episode number 4, featuring My Guy Mars. We out.